Dow and DuPont have recently merged. Do you foresee more bulk manufacturers merging?
Yeah, so I think to answer this question, you got to look at the reasons why these mega mergers have happened. Dow and DuPont didn't merge so much uh, to combine their hydrocarbon petrochemical assets, although there's clearly some synergies there. This was driven by their agricultural business, their seed business and their fertilizer business, and what was happening, in some of the larger commodity food growers in the world that were putting a lot of pressure on, what is a fairly fast-growing segment of those businesses. And so we saw the entire ag chem sector reformulate and restructure. It isn't just ag and Dow and DuPont. It was Syngenta and Bayer and BASF and a whole host of others that were in that sector that forced consolidation because of where the business was. Now that that's happened, there's also some other opportunities and problems that solved. There'd been quite a bit of pressure on, especially on the Dow side, for them to break up their specialties and their commodity businesses from activist shareholders. And so this gave them an opportunity to come together as a company, form a very large and competitive ag chem business, but also split, and their plan is to split into three companies, right? An ag business, the legacy DuPont business, which includes some of the performance plastics side of DuPont, and then a specialties business. And those will be kind of spun back out sometime next year, probably. And so, the drivers of that merger, are different. It's not so much the Dow-DuPont merger, and we've seen, because of that, as I mentioned, other ag companies in the whole industry structure. Similar thing has happened in the paints and coatings side. Similar thing has happened in the industrial gases side. And so, there's kind of these coming together when you get a big change of the leaders in the industry creating a different structure. Everybody's looking for a dance partner so that they can also be competitive in what is a more largely scaled business. And so, those are kind of one-time events. As a result, though, we're expecting that there's going to continue to be some pretty significant amount of M&A in the business, maybe not to the total dollar value as we've seen over the last couple of years, but the number of deals there. And some of it will be a result of, the government authorities requiring spin-offs of certain segments of business, or businesses that don't fit together, as they're put. And so, you could see the legacy DuPont, for example, spin off a few businesses, and some of the other ones that have done the same thing, and that'll create some opportunities in the sector. And then there's some broader M&A that's happening, just to be able to get scale, and some of the same kind of drivers. China is looking to try and bring in more specialty-oriented chemicals. India is trying to bring in more specialty-oriented chemicals that they don't have that, within their borders. That's going to mean that they're going to be looking to Europe and the United States to try and find those kinds of capabilities to be able to bring back to those countries. And then within the U.S., probably some opportunities, because of the change in the corporate tax structure, with reduction in corporate taxes that will help to provide some financial incentives for overseas companies to do a little bit more cross-border type of M&A that's happened.